Hey, welcome back to 7 Days to Die with Mr. Acid. Mr. Acid, or you can just call me by my given name, Brian. That's Ryan, R-Y-A-N. Like the dude that used to host that show. Is that right? Yeah, Ryan Seacrest, something like that. Seacrest. What the hell kind of name is Seacrest? Weird. Sounds made up. Then again, all names are made up. Anyway, welcome back to 7 Days to Die. I haven't done any videos for a while. Had some crap going on. My mom's in the hospital. Seems to be doing better than she was, though. But let's go ahead and get into this because Alpha 20 is supposed to be dropping fairly soon, like maybe summertime or even towards the end of spring, so it could be any time now or within the next couple of months or something. I don't really have enough time to do any of the series I've had in mind or even tried to start. I've had some issues with game saves getting kind of messed up, or I'm still trying to figure out recording. I do have I'm putting together another computer. The one I'm using now is going to become like a media station for watching videos and stuff. And then I've got a better system I'm going to put together, to record and hopefully do live streaming and stuff with. Currently I'm using Ryzen 3. I've got 24 gigs of RAM. I've got a newer one of the AMD video or graphics cards at 6 gigs of RAM. I was lucky and got it before the prices on graphics cards just went through the roof. So what I'm going to be putting together is I like AMD's stuff. They're usually pretty reliable. So I got my hands on a Ryzen 7 processor. I got 32 gigs of RAM to put in this thing. I'm going to use the same graphics card to save some money, plus the one I've got, like I said, it's 6 gigs of RAM. I think it's a 5600. It's not high-end, but it wasn't super low-end either. I mean, it's a pretty decent graphics card, I think. And I have a different one. When I first put this computer together, I had an older graphics card in it just to, have something that'll get the job done, and I upgraded. So I'm going to put that one back in this computer and take the better one that I'm using right now that's in there and put it in the new. Yeah, and I got an SSD card for the first time, so I'll have much faster speeds on, info transfer and whatnot. So overall, I'm upgrading. I got a Wi-Fi card instead of a USB plug-in, so hopefully even though I am using my apartment building, my apartment complex's Wi-Fi system currently, once I can get some patrons on Patreon and hopefully get over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and get the requisite subscribers, which is 1,000, and then you also need 4,000 viewing hours to get monetized again with YouTube. Hopefully, once I have a bit of revenue coming in, I can upgrade to an actual hard connection for internet, so I'll be able to live stream properly again. But with a Wi-Fi, the apartment complex's Wi-Fi is actually pretty damn good. I have like one of the top tier business internet packages. So, I mean, I'm not sure how accurate it is, but the info has it as getting well over 100 megabits up and down. So it's actually really damn good Wi-Fi for being an apartment complex. So with a card, a Wi-Fi card, you know, that plugs directly into the motherboard instead, you know, with one of the express, the PCI slots. Hopefully that'll give me the most stable Wi-Fi connection I can possibly get for doing live streaming, so I'll be doing that over on Twitch. So yeah, all in all, things hopefully will be getting better. Hoping my mom will be getting better. I mean, she's doing better. She had some stomach trouble and wasn't able to eat for a long time, so it's kind of looking like a lot of the problem was, you know, why she got so sick and had to go into the hospital. Just that she you know, she hadn't been eating. Getting malnourished can cause a lot of problems. It's looking like that was the majority of the problem. Unfortunately, she fell down on the way to a doctor appointment before she went in the hospital. Cracked a couple of ribs and a bone in her foot. I guess she's developed a bit of pneumonia because she's not breathing properly because of the cracked ribs, but I mean, hopefully she'll improve relatively soon. You know how it is, it never just rains, but it pours. Always has to come cascading down. Crazy downward spiral of misery and destruction, it seems like. Even though just video game zombies, it is rather disturbing when the morning chimes hit and the nighttime uber zombies just kind of collapse like a puppet whose strings have been something kind of disturbing. So that's where I'm at currently. Thing that's been going on. That's why I haven't, you know, I was trying to upload really, you know, if not every day, at least regularly, and then all this stuff happened. That's kind of what happened, why I haven't been uploading much last week and a half or so. But again, hopefully things are starting to look up. So I do have some of my own electronica playing in the background if you enjoy that. I will be uploading all of the tracks you'll hear to my Patreon, and the first tier of my Patreon, the $5 a month tier, you'll be able to get all of those tracks, and you can get them royalty-free to use as you see fit, as long as you give me credit for being the producer of it. Which is necessary because I use licensed material. And if I'm not given credit, then technically you would be illegally using that material. But yeah, you can download the songs just to listen to, or you can have it playing in the background like I do for videos. You can use it for movies if you need a movie maker. Yeah, any videos, anything you're doing. And just as long as you give me credit and don't try to, no, obviously you can't try to sell them, because that would definitely be violating the terms of I make all kinds of different kinds of music, not just dance music stuff. I do tend to make a lot of kind of, you know, I'll go ahead and say kind of generic dance music, just because, you know, I like to just mess around. You know, I'll just put down a decent groove. I'll find, I'll get that 4 to the floor beat going, and then I'll find some cool rhythm bass loops, or put together, some drums of my own. Just put, do something that sounds fun, and then just, kind of mess around and make something. I say generic. I just mean I don't necessarily slave over every single track for ages and ages. Oh, that bullet pistol, that's great. I haven't found any guns in this place. But enough trying to shill out my music or crap. It's not crap. I've got on my Patreon, there's music on there, and I'm uploading. I have all kinds of things, posts I've written about creating stuff for tabletop role-playing games and video game design and stuff, so I'm kind of using it as a knowledge-based sort of thing. Yes, I felt I should talk about it a bit more, because I haven't really talked about it much in any of my videos, or what my plans are, honestly. So, but yeah, my first goal for Patreons and revenue in general is, as I said, to get the hard internet connection, which will cost about $100 a month. Unfortunately, it's not cheap around here. To get a decent one that can handle streaming. Because unfortunately, it's not the download speed that's important for streaming. You don't really know anything about streaming. It's the upload speed, and in order to get a really stable streaming connection, you really should have 10 megabit a second upload speed, and to get that speed, I would have to get the package that's, I think it's around 80 something a month. Not quite 100, but close. It's running, motherfucker. So yeah, that would be my first goal, is to get that so I can properly do live streaming, not have to worry about Wi-Fi. I found some armor. Good armor, too. Snake. Is it that Not a Gamer Gaming calls them danger noodles or that? Take that because I have getting. It's a mo! Hey, mo! Hi, mo. Oh, goody. Okay. Only doing half damage to the body, but eventually the son of a bitch is gonna... There we go. Or underestimate the ability to tuck yourself in a corner someplace where they might get you. So, as I say, oh yeah, getting the hard internet connection so I can stream properly would be the first thing I wanted. It's nice. And then after that, I would kind of like to look into getting a dedicated server for doing multiplayer 7 Days to Die, because I've not done it before. I think that would be a lot of fun, just having a Patreon server, or even a public. I don't know. I don't like PvP, so it would definitely not have any PvP. And it's not happening. But just a co-op based public server. I would like to do that, but I kind of priced it out, and to get a really nice one, I could get a whole year worth for about I think it was upper 300s. It's close to 400. That was a pretty nice server for an entire. It's one of those things that if I'm going to do something like that, I want to get it something that's actually going to get the job done. Because I don't want to, I don't want to do something like, oh, I've got a game server for 7 Days to Die, come play, and it's crap server that barely functions. I want to get something that's going to really be good. So, yeah. I mean, the one I was looking at was probably overkill. But again, I would rather do overkill than shit. I'd rather be able to have like 12 to 15 people be able to be on the server at any given time and have the game running like itself. Then not. So that would be, yeah, first the internet connection so I can actually utilize a server like that and get the server. And other things, just quality of life things, I suppose, personal stuff. Always trying to improve my ability to stream and make videos, make better quality stuff for everybody that starts watching the channel. That's obviously a goal, but just having some income, doing this, being able to just get some, as I said, QOL, quality of life improvements. Oh, I forgot. Oopsie doopsie. Jamming along or something. But channel-wise, other things I'd like to do, I wouldn't mind trying out Mischief Maker, or even the Twitch integration that they've done. The problem with that is that I tend to get frustrated easily. And I am the kind of person that when I'm working on something, I'm doing something, I don't like being interrupted. So I don't know how well I would cope with it. Might just end up pissing me off. But it would also be kind of fun, just in some ways. Just as long as I go into it with the mindset that I'm not playing that particular playthrough expecting to accomplish a whole lot. The goal is really just to have fun with the, with my audience and whatnot. Mischief Maker. I would be okay then. What gets to me is, I just have that. But I keep forgetting to. That kind of guy thing. When I'm working on something, it's like, I'm working on this, do not bother me. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that I'd like to try out. I would like to put together a group of people to do D&D streams. I've got some ideas for doing that. Kind of working on a campaign setting and whatnot right now. Some of which will probably just end up on the... Some of it'll end up on the Patreon. Turbo Boost! Yeah, I guess beyond that, it's just see where things go. That's all, kind of my current milestone goals. Get monetized on YouTube.
But not great. Just don't let this go to your
Get some Patreons. Patrons on Patreon. Get the internet, proper internet connection so I can do all that good junk. Get the game server so I can do some multiplayer streaming. quality of life improvements, all that good junk. That's kind of where I'm at right now with the channel. Have plates for them. Let's see. Doesn't really have much of anything really. That. It's always good to accumulate gunpowder. Buy that concrete cement.
Well, good luck with that.
Dabs.
I have a job. Well,
That one's close enough. Don't have the money to buy any of that stuff. Okay, so that's me rambling and on and on and on and on and on about channel and Patreon and stuff. I guess while I'm on that, before I get into the gameplay properly, I'd appreciate it if you could go ahead and hit that like button and notify button so you know when I'm putting up new videos. Also, like or dislike if you're not enjoying the video. Either way, it counts as interactions for YouTube, so however you feel, go ahead and hit the button. Appreciate it, because like I said, it does count as an interaction. Engagement, I believe they would call it. Share the video with people you think would enjoy watching it, and of course, leave comments. Just tell me how you're doing, tell me about your 7 Days to Die preferences, how you like to play the game. You know, just tell me who you are, and what brought you to the video, and all that good stuff. Alright, let's see. I do have a wire tool already, so I don't need to crack open this citizens box here. If this is the first video of mine you've ever watched, I use a lot of mods. I enjoy the variety you can get with mods. Let's see. I think I can put that on. Got all cloth armor. Do need leg armor still. I can put that. Let's see what to go for any of these particular quests. If you want more quests in the game, I do recommend this one, but you probably should have some knowledge of the XML modding code. It's not that hard to learn. You just kind of have to look through it and watch some tutorials, and But the reason I say that is because some of them are too damn easy, or you get too much for doing them, in my opinion. Like, you may have noticed the up here in the corner before I finished the quest. I think at the beginning of this I hadn't finished it. Maybe I had. The original quest to do your first tier of citizenship was only to kill 10 zombies. And then it opened up all these other quests that you can get some good stuff from these quests, and then the veterans quests that you can get are pretty damn good. In fact, one of the quests that initially was here was so good, I altered it so that it would only be available as a veteran quest because it was just too damn good. So I changed that initial quest to be 50 zombies because to me that's a bit more appropriate for some of the stuff you. Some of these are difficult, like the Flaming Iron Claws quest, the Bear Grylls' Flaming Iron Claws quest. You have to kill bears' fisticuffs with, I think, nothing but iron knuckles or something. That one's ridiculous. But the Bunyan's Fire Axe quest is really easy. I believe the Dundee's Knife quest is easy. The White River Brass quest is not worth it. I have never had any problem getting brass in this game. Because, I mean, a lot of people just leave scrap brass behind. I pick it up. I pick it up and I either use it or I sell it or I use it. So I've never had any problem with brass in the game. But then I've not really gotten into super high levels and super high horde nights either. So I can't say that I will never have problems with brass, but so far I've not. But yeah, most of these are pretty good. They're not super difficult, and what you get generally is good for what you have to do to get it. Maybe a bit overpowered in some cases. But then the veteran quests are really the really good ones, in my opinion. Elite quests I don't think are as good as they could be. There's a couple of them that, as far as I've been able to find, are kind of broken, just don't work. So I kind of like doing the veterans. I also changed the time it takes to craft these. For some reason was really long. And you got a ton of experience for crafting the paper that gives you the different tiers of citizenship. So I just altered things to be a little bit more balanced, in my opinion. And if you're going to use the mod, which I recommend because it adds a lot of new quests and things that spices the game up. But it will probably require some balance. It's got cold weather. Let's see. Where am I going for the also? Goody. Zombies running around out. Fall down, fool. Sometimes I double dip on looting places, but it just depends on my mood. It also depends on how easily I can get at the good loot. I mean, if it's one of the ones that I can get to it really quick, I'll probably go ahead and double loot. Especially early game. As I get later in the game, I tend to not do it much because I don't feel like I need to. But early game, when you know you need every bit of help you can get, sometimes I'll do it. I know some people call it cheap or cheating or whatever. The way I look at it is that I could run by any of these POIs at any time and loot them without needing to, or being sent to them as a quest. So, I have to ask this question of people that do call it cheap or cheating or whatever, an exploit, which is really stupid in my opinion. But, what is the difference between looting a POI and then being sent to it later as a quest? So you're double looting it, and just going ahead and looting it twice, right when you have the quest. You know, what's the difference? Little yellow with a pop top head. But yeah, I mean, there is no difference. If you're able to loot someplace twice, regardless of when it is, there is absolutely no difference whatsoever. So the only way that you can entirely not double loot in this game is to never loot any place unless you are sent there to do a quest. Which I don't think anybody who plays the game does unless they're doing that as a challenge. But yeah, there's absolutely no difference whatsoever. So all it is that if you double loot because you've got the quest, you're just doing it a little bit different time frame than if you had looted it earlier and then got sent there. And as for people, you know, if you cheese the loot, well, if you're inclined to do that anyway, you know, like the waterworks. If I'm not in a mood to try to navigate through that maze of a place, I mean, I know it's fairly linear, and it's not that maze-like, but it does take a while to get through it. And there are parts of it, like the section with all the water and mines, that are just kind of annoying. And there's not that much loot in the rest of the place to worry about. Pretty much everything worth looting in that location is at the very end. There are a few things scattered around, but not many. So just going ahead and knocking out that tree and going down the secret exit, looting the really good stuff there at the end, and then going into that next room and getting the stuff that's in there, you're still having to fight all the zombies that are down there. And you can't just ignore them. Actually does anything. Oh no. I don't think it does. Does that actually... I've never looked into it. You know, does that actually make you quieter if you are using cloth armor and you apply the muffle? Or the muffled connector. Muffler. Oh no. Some sausages. Towel. Well, let me know. I've never been 100% sure on it. My instinct would be that because it already has 0 noise increase, you know, the cloth armor doesn't increase noise anyway, that the muffled connectors wouldn't do anything. But then, if that is the case, then why is it that, like the custom fittings ones that decreases the armor's impact on your speed and stamina use, why can you not use those on cloth armor, but you can use the muffled connector? I mean, when I say why can't you, I mean I understand that the reason why they don't work on the cloth armor is because the cloth armor doesn't reduce your speed or increase your stamina. Or I guess it decreases your stamina, which amounts to the same thing. But then, yeah, if the muffled connectors don't do anything, why can you install them on the cloth armor? So I'm curious about that. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know. Because I've never looked into it enough to find out if those actually reduce your noise past what it would otherwise be. Just your base level noise. Like if you're using all cloth armor and you have muffled connectors, are you actually going into, are you decreasing your noise even further?
A nickel ain't worth a dime anymore.
Got quite a lot of 5.56 already, because I can pick up some 7.62. I haven't spec'd into any rifles, guns. Has a pump action 28 kit. That's you can get that mod. Any of the mods that I've made, you can get on my Patreon without needing to be a Patreon. Just made a page there and made it as an upload for public access. And there should be a link in the description that, there should be a list of all the mods I use and links to any of the mods I create. Like I said, they are on my Patreon page, but you don't have to be a patron to get them. They're public access. I just put them there because I can control them. I mean, if I put them on a different website, I have no control over anything that happens to them. Probably sell them. Surprised I could sell those. I figured I probably had sold too many clothing items. Well, pick up. Get some of them. Else I could sell. Sell that off. I have no idea when I get those. Pick up some of them.
If that's all you're gonna buy, I'll let you show yourself out.
Yeah, fuck you. If you're curious about why I did that, it's because it's always good to have more bullet tips and bullet casings, especially the bullet tips. If you can buy those, I always would say do it. Unless you have a lead mine really, really close to you. One of the things I like to do when I'm building a freestanding base, as in one that's not originally a POI that I'm converting like the one I've made in this so far, I like to build a base on top of an ore node. I usually go with iron. If I can find an iron node pretty close to a trader, that's where I'll build. Because out of all the ores that you use in the game, iron is the main. Because, you know, you have to have it for forged iron, and then you need for the forged steel. And practically everything you make in the game requires one or the other, iron or steel. You need one or the other to make weapons and all that stuff. Then you need nitrate powder, of course, for farming stuff and gunpowder production. You need the coal for the gunpowder production, and you need lead to make bullets and batteries. I think you can also make batteries with it, but mostly you need lead for the bullets. So getting any ore node is better than none, but yeah, like I said, if I'm going to build a freestanding base, I usually try to find an iron node really close to a trader, and I'll build on top of it. And then I'll build like I can show you kind of what I'm talking about, a small version with some blocks here I can pick up. So I'll build something like this around just a big rectangle around the, you know, and I'll make it like too thick, at least too thick, to make a really solid wall around the node. Upgrade the blocks inside and out, so, like I said, so it's a really strong wall. And then I'll dig into the node and then just start digging straight down into it for a ways. And then once I'm down like 6 or 7 blocks or so, then I'll go ahead and start digging outward. But you know, I try to get pretty deep first, because then the zombies are a lot less likely to try to dig down to you, the general zombies. Just don't be down there on Horde Night. And like, I'll have some wood blocks with ladders going down into the pit, down into the... In this case, I just wanted something secure that I could make a base pretty quickly, because I had a specific a trap build in mind, which I'm going to be getting into soon, because Horde Night's going to be in just a few days. But I can kind of show, I haven't talked about the base. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and then I'll talk about the base in the next one, because I've already rambled and droned on enough as it is for this video. I'm going to go ahead and call this one. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you'd check out my Patreon and see what I have there, but if you're not interested in that, that's fine. Because, you know, it does require money, so if you don't want to spend any money, or you can't spend any money, you can also help if you would like to help the channel grow. Just hit the like button, subscribe so you know when I put up new videos, and hit the notification bell, because otherwise you won't get notified. Share the video and leave comments. And if, you know, share the Patreon page. You know, just sharing stuff does help. It really does help the channel grow a lot. Just helping it get out there into the wider world. Putting it in front of more eyeballs. That helps a lot. So, I would appreciate it if you do any of those things, or all of them, if you feel inclined to do so, if you've enjoyed the video. I'm not the most dynamic speaker, I know that. I am a bit of a... I'm not monotone, but I'm not all the time either. But, you know, I do my best. And hopefully over time I'll get better and just see where this ride goes. Buy the ticket, take the ride, as Hunter Thompson said. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Hit the pause button there so I don't jerk the screen all over the place when I go to end the video. And I'll see you later. Have a good day.